Tonight on CTV News, we'll be telling you all about how CSU honored their veterans this past week. Then we will hear about the End the Lies messages spread around the campus.
We will also hear about the reasons for different traffic accidents around Fort Collins and how you can safely find a way home on a night out. All this and more, starting now.
Hello everyone, I'm Kenneth Frederick.
And I'm Jake Oskvarek. Larimer County saw more fatal car crashes throughout its highways. Charges are currently pending against the driver of a silver Hyundai Elantra, which was involved in a fatal crash Sunday. The driver of the Hyundai drifted across the road into oncoming traffic on County Road 54G, crashing into a Toyota Sienna headed westbound, killing the passenger and injuring the driver. The passenger was 92-year-old Neva Lamport. The driver was taken to the hospital with minor injuries. According to Colorado State Patrol Trooper Paul Dirks, as of today, charges against the driver are pending, and the driver of the Hyundai was suspected to be under the influence during the time of the collision.
Nearly 60 people in Colorado are arrested every day for impaired driving, according to the Colorado Department of Transportation. Just last Saturday, there were an alarming number of alcohol-related crashes in a 12-hour window.
A Larimer County resident, Neva Lippert, was hit and killed in one of these incidents Saturday night. Her death was one of 6 in the 12-hour time frame. These crashes serve as a reminder that people everywhere need to stay safe and make good choices when they drink.
Even if you're feeling even just a little bit tipsy, you need to call rideshare service. Don't be driving. Just because you can walk doesn't mean you can drive.
Officer Matthew Packard tweeted Sunday morning about his frustrations with all the accidents. He ended his tweet with the statement, "Safety on our roadways is everybody's responsibility. We must be better." Students should be aware of the resources they can use to make sure they aren't the cause of the next DUI crash.
Obviously Ram Ride, which is run by different student orgs each weekend. Each night we have a different student org that's volunteering. We also have the Gold Route, which the Transportation Center offers, which kind of goes around Old Town.
Services like Ram Ride, Uber, and Lyft are all alternatives to getting behind the wheel when drunk.
Just get in a rideshare, take a Ram Ride, grab an Uber or Lyft. Just make sure you're getting home safely.
Students are clear that this is an issue that affects everyone and not just drunk drivers.
No, just people being aware that, the effect of drunk driving has on everybody else. It's not just about you. You have to be very aware of, how this impacts everybody else around you.
With a series of unfortunate accidents over this last weekend, this is a reminder to stay safe, Rams. If you'd like more information on drunk driving, you can go to codot.gov/safety. On Monday night, a shoutout at the Loveland home resulted in the death of a homicide suspect and the injury of a responding officer. According to a news release from the Loveland police, authorities encountered a female suspect in a homicide case while investigating around 8:30 Monday evening. When members of the Loveland Police SWAT team entered the home of the 3000 block of Chichura Court, after gunfire was exchanged, the woman was pronounced dead at the scene, and a male officer was evaluated and cleared by paramedics after sustaining minor injuries during the gunfire. The 8th Judicial Critical Response Team, or CURT, is taking over the investigation with Larimer County Sheriff as the lead investigating agency. CURT's role is to determine whether the use of force was warranted during the shooting.
Goodwin Knight Development Company has found its way to Fort Collins and hopes to continue the growth of the city with the vision of making life better. This current development would begin on the south end of Fort Collins near Skyway and College. According to Brian Neep, the Vice President of Planning and Community Development for Goodwin Knight, Skyway is proposed for 90 apartments in 2 3-story buildings with a clubhouse. Triangle is a combination of housing types with an additional 200 apartment units. A goal shared by developers and the city to try and keep the rent in those areas low despite the large amount of development and population influx coming to the area. We'll have more on this as it develops. End the lies messages appeared on the CSU campus warning people about fake pregnancy centers and clinics. According to the End the Lies website, these are facilities that claim to offer pregnancy-related health care and medical services, but prey on women at a vulnerable moment in their lives by pushing medically inaccurate information. The website lists clinics and other centers that meet this criteria in certain areas. In Fort Collins, the Alpha Center, located on South College Street. The executive director of the Alpha Center, Jennifer McLean, said this in response to being listed on the site. For the work we're doing and the commitment we have to our community to be medically accurate and medically based, the expose fake clinics comments seek to undermine that.
In 2017, the former mayor of Windsor, John Vasquez, sued for unlawful arrest and the use of excessive force following his arrest in Tinmouth by 2 police officers on Monday. On Monday, the town of Tinmouth reached a settlement with the former Windsor mayor of $250,000. The city's insurance agreed to pay the settlement, not requiring the payments to come from the budget. Vasquez was on his way home from dinner when he was stopped by the officers and the incident happened. Following an internal investigation, Tinmouth police concluded the officers used excessive force and placed them on administrative leave, per department protocol. One of the officers resigned in 2018, and the other still remains a full-time police department employee. Vasquez was the mayor of Windsor from 2008 until 2016. Beginning around a year from now, veterans in northern Colorado will have a new $17 million outpatient clinic to serve them. The new clinic is located in Loveland, is said to open in 2022, and will double the existing space of the current Fort Collins and Loveland clinics combined. The new facility will offer services such as radiology, x-ray, and dental services for over 21,000 veterans in the Larimer County, while serving 19,000 veterans in Weld County as well. When the new facility opens, the current Fort Collins VA will move operations there. There will be a total of 200 staff on site, able to see 200 patients a day, 85 more than the current Fort Collins and Loveland facilities can see together. We'll have more on this as it develops.
Colorado State University held a national roll call in the plaza on Monday in honor of our fallen veterans since September 11th, 2001.
Sergeant Corey Oltz, U.S. Army.
Monday, November 11th, marked Veterans Day, and to mark the occasion, the Student Veterans Organization and the ALVS hosted the National Roll Call in the plaza.
National Roll Call is a very special day for the CSU community, and we have done this tradition for years. And every year, we make it bigger, better, and more meaningful for the student community, the faculty, the staff, and the partners we have in Fort Collins.
I'm glad that I go to a school that honors its veterans with a roll call.
The roll call is vital in paying tribute to the men and women we have lost. It is important for us to recognize their bravery and the sacrifices they have made.
So for this year, we brought the list of names that is now 7,000 long of veterans who have died since 9/11, 2001. And we read that list from 7 a.m. and finished around 5:30 p.m.
I think I noticed yesterday that I actually took a moment and just kind of listened to the names being read off. It really does bring it home to you.
It meant you actually got to sit there and read the names of those who have fallen. So you had to put names to these people. They're not just a number at that point.
U.S. Army Reserve.
This emotional event was a great way to honor those who have served in the military. For more information on how you can support the veteran community here on campus, visit alvs.colostate.edu.
It's honestly so great to see that we're honoring our veterans in such a way.
Absolutely. I totally agree. Now, Angel, I hear the Clydesdales are coming to town.
Yes. Budweiser's iconic Clydesdales have returned home to the brewery experience in Fort Collins. This past weekend, people of all ages made it a point to see the world's famous horses in person.
The Budweiser Clydesdales made their first ever appearance in 1933. Since then, they have been very familiar in television broadcasts and parades. Now the West Coast team is in Fort Collins, hanging out with kids and adults.
They are a big marketing tool for us. So they only come out twice a year, usually about this time of year, and then sometimes in June. We can never guarantee when they're going to be here because their schedule's pretty busy.
I actually called a few weeks ago and the lady said they're supposed to be coming, but watch. And then I heard it on the news, so then I quick went on their site, and it was there.
One thing is for sure, the Clydesdales are bringing people together, a crowd Budweiser looks forward to every go-round.
Maybe a lot of people don't see or realize how big a Clydesdale truly is, you know, when you stand up near it. And, I mean, I'm sitting a little over 6 foot, and they're clearly well above me.
Phenomenal. I mean, the draw is unbelievable. The people love these horses. They come from all over, neighboring towns, neighboring states, just to see these horses.
The stable viewings will continue until November 24th. To learn more about the breweries, lining event, and more, you can visit BudweiserTours.com. Don't go anywhere just yet, Rams. Yet we'll have the 4 101 on all things social after the break.